I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Zach.
And we're traveling A to Z.
This week we're in Lake Louise, Canada.
So we made it to Chateau Lake Louise, where we're gonna stay the night. But first, we're gonna go hike to the Plain of Glaciers and go check it out.
We used all trails and we did the Tea House Trail. This hike makes a loop and visits both of the tea houses. It is around 8.9 miles if you only go to the second tea house, and you gain approximately 2,447 feet elevation.
This is the gorgeous Lake Louise. You actually take the hike from the Fairmont and then you just hike right along the lake. If you don't stay there, there's a parking lot, but you have to get there early, otherwise it'll fill up. Lake Agnes Trail. 3.4 kilometers. Here, there's the Lake Louise, Chateau Lake Louise, and this is the trail up to the tea house. So we're about a mile in. It's been a nice uphill climb the whole way so far. A little tiring. It's not flat at all. We should be heading and getting to a lake soon, hopefully. But we're basically heading up the right side of Lake Louise. Can't really see the lake. Big trees. Yeah, the trail is really nice, pretty wide. There's hundreds of people on this. It's like 7 in the morning, so many people. Get a view of the lake, and then you start heading up the switchbacks. It's more like a snake than switchbacks, but it definitely keeps going up. We're almost exactly 2 miles in, and we arrived to Mirror Lake. It literally looks like a mirror. You can see the trees from the reflection. It's pretty cool. Once you get to Mirror Lake, you could go to the right, which we're gonna do first, and go to Lake Agnes, where the first tea house is. And it's about 0.8 kilometers, so about a half a mile. So at about 2.6 miles, almost to the tea house, we have a little cascade of a waterfall. It's actually pretty big. We got real steps. Must be the way to the actual tea house. We made it to the tea house, the Lake Agnes Tea House. This is the Lake Agnes Tea House behind me. It's just 8:20, it just opened. There's a huge line already, so you definitely want to get here early. It's a little shy of 1,300 feet elevation gain to get to the first tea house, and it took us around 2.4 miles total. This tea house is open from about June to October, and it closes during the winter. They actually fly a lot of the stuff in by helicopter at the beginning of the season, like the propanes and heavy things, and then every day they bring up supplies. So it's pretty neat. And then they hike out the garbage every day, the people. So here they have tea, hot chocolate, lemonade, scones, sandwiches, soup, a few different items that you could get.
We made it to the first tea house, and we're gonna have some tea.
And sandwich, and soup, and cookies, and biscuits, and a whole bunch of other food. Apparently they do take credit card now. They used to only take cash, so good to know. tea biscuits and cookies, 2 cheese sandwiches, hot chocolate tea, and their soup of the day. So vegetable barley soup. Lots of different things. And our view's great. Apparently they pack up some of the flour like every day to make food. The scone is really good. They bake these fresh every day here. A lot of people will only go to the first tea house, and it's a challenging hike. It's uphill the whole time. There's no flat, except for when you get to the like actual tea house part. And then a lot of people will turn around and go back. We're gonna keep going to the Plain of Six Glaciers and go to the next tea house, which is about another 4 miles hike, but it's supposed to have a really good view of the Six Glaciers and of Lake Louise. So there is Lake Agnes. We just had tea at the tea house and it was really good. Now we're heading to the Big Beehive, which is on the top of that mountain.
We first need to hike to the other side of Lake Agnes and then start up the hill. You could see the Agnes Tea House that we just came from on the other side of the lake. As you hike up towards the top of the mountain, you have gorgeous views of Lake Agnes.
This is steeper for sure than the way to the first tea house. Whew. We're on our last switchback to the top. So once you get to the flat section, you kind of follow the trail and there's an overlooking lookout. It's supposed to overlook Lake Louise. To get to Beehive, that flat area, keep heading towards where Lake Louise will be. It's pretty flat. And then you get to this lookout. Cool, we're at 7,448 feet. That is the view of Lake Louise from Big Beehive. Pretty cool. And in the distance, you could see the Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise. Just went to the Outlook. It was gorgeous. You must do. Has a gorgeous view of Lake Louise. And now we are heading down to the Plain of Six Glaciers. Came from there. 3.4 kilometers. Super excited.
So excited.
We're right at about 4.5 miles in. And we have, I don't know, 6 miles left.
All uphill.
No, not all uphill.
Yeah.
The next 3.4 kilometers is pretty much uphill. And then it go all downhill for the rest of the time. So far, still just going down. We haven't actually started going up yet. 2.7 more kilometers that way. We're on the way to the Plain of Six Glaciers, and there's a tea house here. We're about a mile and a half out, and you come to these gorgeous views with glaciers. So many wildflowers right now. This is just gorgeous. Just to see this view was worth the hike.
Oh yeah.
With the flowers and the glacier. Plain of Six Glaciers. Came from the Beehive and are almost to the glaciers. We have another 1.2 miles.
Down below you can see the horseback riders on the other trail.
We have another gorgeous view of Lake Louise as we head up this hill to the Tibetan Plain of Six Glaciers tea house. We are almost there. We made it to the Tibetan tea house.
This is the Plains of Glaciers tea house behind us. You get food, drinks, snacks, lunch. It's really nice. The owner actually lives here. It was her parents. It's only available June through October. I guess they get a lot of their supplies delivered by helicopter, and it costs $60 a minute to have a helicopter drop stuff off, and they do as many loads as they can, usually 20 to 30 loads. They typically do it at the beginning of the season, but apparently it's so busy this year that they're gonna do another load in a couple days. And they make all their food fresh up here. So this is the menu. They have specials of the day and stuff. Everything made fresh in house.
We made it to the tea house and now we're heading up to the lookout of Plain of Six Glaciers, which is another about a mile uphill. But look at that view as you hike. That view is amazing. And even behind me it's amazing. You have Lake Louise in the background and then glaciers in the background there. Awesome. Wow, you can see the glacier underneath the dirt right there.
This part of the hike was a little scary because you're right on the edge of the mountain, and on each side you could fall off, so you have to be very careful.
Oh man.
It's not worth it. This is the end of the trail. This is why we walked the next trail like 2 miles from the tea house.
Actually 0.86 miles from the tea house. That's where we started. And we ended here.
As you get closer to the glaciers, it gets extremely windy, which you could tell by the video. You could see a little avalanche occurring. We just backtracked from the Plain of Six Glaciers to the branch off. From the branch off, we have 4 kilometers left until we get to Lake Louise. We have not been on this section of the trail yet.
It's so milky, the river. It's glacier runoff, and it's still kind of a white color from all the minerals and the silt coming down. Pretty neat. We made it to the bottom by the Lake Louise at the end. It's 2 kilometers back to the Fairmont. A lot of people will do this hike. It's a flat hike from the Fairmont or the other end of Lake Louise, and it's flat the whole way. So I recommend it if you have some time to do it.
This is our crazy friend Andy jumping into the water. The water is really cold and typically ranges between 5 to 7 degrees Celsius or 41 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit in the height of the summer.
Woohoo! How is it?
Refreshing.
I hope you enjoyed our hike to the beautiful tea houses. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures around Banff.